Hi everybody, hope you're okay. Just thought I'd do a little video, looking a bit, need to go for a trim and stuff. Yeah, I've had a bit of a rough couple of weeks. Been here, feeling good, feeling ready, ready to take back control. I've lived within the dark place again for a couple of weeks. Everybody around me has pretty much suffered because of it. It's one of them. I just shut off. I completely shut off. Self-preservation, as they call it. I know it's probably not the best way to go about things, but that's how I deal with it. I'm in a position now where I'm feeling good. Had a little setback last week or so. Won't go into too many details, but we're back. We're fighting strong. I know what I need to do, where I need to be the next 6 months to hit my goals. So we're in focus mode, guys. There's no more little bit of this, little bit of that. We're going in, and we're going in hard this time. No jokes. I'll jump through. Okay. I have actually just closed this one out. Is it this? Yeah. We took that imbalance back. So I closed out just as it retraced back above that candle. Like I said, we're going in this time. I spent however many years, past 2 years now it'll be. Spent the first probably 12 months fluttering around, understanding, soaking up, becoming a sponge of knowledge that I'll always be a sponge of knowledge. But I was a complete beginner. I didn't know what a candle was. I didn't know what any of this did. I didn't know what this was. Now I can pretty much run you through absolutely everything. But that still doesn't mean if anybody says they win every trade, they're lying to you. Okay? Complete lying. There's no way how the market and the algorithms are set up that you can win absolutely every trade. If there was, do you not think everybody would be trading? Yeah. But find a strategy that works for you. I know people that chatting to one of my previous mentors this morning, and I know he likes to be in, out, bang, bang, within 40 minutes to an hour, day's done. He can jump around and look at other streams of income. Don't forget, he's further on in his journey than I am. So don't be pushed back by where people are in the journey, because everybody started somewhere, you know, like I was saying before. I didn't know what, obviously I could tell it was a rev. I didn't know it was a candle. I didn't know they called it a candle. Didn't know that was a horizontal ray. I knew it was a line. But you start to learn the wording for things, you know. All this Euro G, US 30, I didn't know any of this. So don't just think you can't do it because you don't know what things are. The only way you're going to learn what things are is if you play around with them. This is all free software, this. I'm on a complete free package. I was on the pro, but obviously finances, I've had to cut back on a few things with something that happened a couple of weeks ago. So I've stripped myself right back. The only downside to the free trading view is you only get one alert. So you if like my strategy, we rely on alerts, I've got to be here in the mornings to pick the best one, in my opinion, through what I have been taught, through teams that I've been part of, and the strategy I like to use is the bankers. I'm open to all strategies. That's not a case of I'm not tunnel vision. This is my number one strategy that I perform with better. That makes sense. I like looking at structure. I don't like having loads of things on my screen. And I like understanding what this is doing. Once I understand how the algorithms and computers move the money, this becomes a cash machine. But until then, yes, I make a little bit of money here and there, but the process, when I'm done and I'm where I want to be, I'm never going to have to worry about anything again. And wouldn't that be a lovely position to be in? You know, wouldn't you like to think to yourself, oh, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go book holiday today. You know why? Because I worked my arse off the past 3 years, 4 years. You know, you get doctors that go to college and uni for nearly 12 years to then start making the money. And people whinge about 2-3 years learning to become completely financially free. That's not, oh, I might have to keep a little part-time job. No, not at all. There's possibilities to start with £5,000 of somebody else's money. You scale that account up, you can have 200, 400,000 pounds of somebody else's money where you take a percentage. But you have to learn this skill before you can even hesitate. You see 1% of £400,000, just one, once you've got your account and everything, even if you were to go for 1% a month, like you would not say, you've got your £10,000 account, you're going for 1%, you're only hitting £100. That same percent on a £200,000 account gives you £2,000. You've not worked any harder in here. You're still getting that 1%. But because your account size is larger, your profit share is larger. So focus on getting a percent. Like at the moment, that there, I pulled out at 1% because I needed 1% to get me back above. But that's at 2% now. From bought me in there. So in 2 hours and 15 minutes, potentially, if I'd have got a £200,000 account, I'd have made £8,000. You know, it's not about getting these big. I mean, yes, the bankers is very well known for the big moves, and that will probably end up down here. All I needed was 2%. So I took my 2% and I closed it. Yes, I've been victim to letting it play, letting it go, but I wanted 2% out of that trade. So I took 2% out of that trade and I closed. If I'd have run my exit manager, I could have took partials, but we're going out for the day with my daughter because it's her birthday. So I didn't want to be leaving things running when I knew I could have took my 2%, just finishing my morning coffee. You know, yes, you've all seen me floating around with the nutrition. I'm still going to carry carry through with that, but this needs to be my main focus because this is what I've spent a couple of years of my life learning, you know. And why completely put it on the back burner when I'm not having to cold sell, I'm not having to, you know, it's nice speaking to people all the time, but it can get on top, you know. So I took a few days off. I'm still going to be involved with the nutrition and everything. If anybody wants to chat about the nutrition, I'm still here. I'm not gone anywhere. But trading, I've spent so many months, coming up to years of my life learning this. So this is where my focus needs to be. So yeah, took 2% out of that. We're just looking at a little retracement now. As you can see, no indicators. There's no, I don't trade with indicators. I trade with lines and price action. We all know, look at that. I wanted that imbalance to go, so they took it. Doesn't always happen like that. We've had a rejection and imbalance underneath. So it was nice because they went to get the candle and they come back for the imbalance, possibly push up. But if they're pushing up, I think they're pushing to new heights, aren't they? Or oh no, we've still got, I'm in the 15-minute here. Let's get yourself up into the hour. So we are still on the rise. So possibly I made the correct call. Doesn't happen always. I lost 1% on Bitcoin last night, but I'll run you through that in a minute. See, even if we're looking at just getting a quick rejection off it, I took 2% off that little rejection. But you've got to be at a point where you can close a position. Now, I've been victim many a time where I just let it run. I moved my stop loss behind it. Because we all were taught with the bankers, as it moves, when you start getting fractals like this, listen, I know it's all could be complete gibberish to you, but once you're willing to learn and open your mind to learning off people that have already done it, these are called fractals, where you get a congregation of wicks. So as that came down, if it was to come down, I would bring my stop loss. My stop loss line would follow it down with the fractals. And then if it did turn, it's only taking me out to my fractals. So let's have a look. Euro NZD. What's happening? Let's get yourself up into the daily. You see how we've touched that. It's all a bit. Let's get right. So in the daily, we're coming down. High lows, lower highs, lower lows. We've just had a reaction off that candle there. You see that? So at this point, that structure's broke. So you could be looking for a bounce, or with it coming down, you should really only be looking for sells. See how it's broke here? That move there broke that structure there. So if you put your fib on, you see how that's fell in and it dropped. So if you was around reach the top of that 71, 78. So, and I think it's 71.88 nowadays, if I remember rightly. But for me, we're in the 1 hour. Look at that, that'd have been a nice one if you'd have caught that. Flick out. That little box there. But for me, I've learned over the past few weeks, always go for the furthest one away. Always. I've been caught out a few times now where there's been a nice move just below it and then it's shot right through to get the top one. So we've got a little fumble here now. Short position. And if you just go into, you've got a 1 to 6 just within that. Okay. Again, whatever percentage is on your trade plan, close that position. Yes, it could go more, but 9 times out of 10, you'll have a retracement after a rejection. You'll have a rejection and then you'll have a retracement, whether it's to claim imbalance or hit a banker's candle on the return, you know. CAD J. Now, what do you want? CAD J. CAD J. See, this is, I got caught out on this one. Okay. I went from there. Yes, I got my rejection, but then it blasted through that and that. Perfect example. When really they wanted that one. So what I actually did have a position sat there, but I cancelled it when we had that rejection. So this is me learning through my mistakes, not mistakes, my teachings. So I did have a position sat there, which would have been there. So really, I should have had that position covering them two. See that? That stop loss covers both of them. And if I just grab that. Yes, it's gone that way, but you see what I mean? So I should have had that one and that one. And if I'd have left that one running, I'd currently be a 1-for-1. 64 pip stop loss on that though. Would have been there, sorry. I'm currently at a 1 to 8. Nearly a 2. Yeah, 2. But if we do have a sink down to the previous lows, it's a 1 to 5. Now I'm just watching that play out now because I could possibly, if it breaks this structure now, look for a jump back down here. We've got all this structure here, you see that? Structure. If that breaks, it'd be nice if it broke to about there, really. And then came for the drop. So I'll be watching this over the probably next day. We've hit a previous high. It's just had a massive rejection of nearly 80 pips. Nice little breakdown here for a retrace to then drop completely. GU, actually took that one and closed out at 3% yesterday. Now just waiting on, see how we had the break, broke all this with that candle. Break, retrace, away, and I closed that because it's took all this imbalance back. And as soon as that candle appeared, I closed it out. GCAD. Look at that for a candle. Whoa. 3 hours. It's coming. It's coming for this. That's it. So that'll be a good one. Might set that up to take that. Same again, little 1 to 5. It's in the fib zone. It's an engulfing setup. We've had the break of structure here. That broke it. So it was that move that caused the break. That's a good one. GCAD. GCAD looks nice. It's just obviously turned around. It has touched there, but that's a really nice one. GCAD. I quite like the look of that. So you could, as well, if you wanted to, cover that move. I know you're not getting a good risk, as much of a good risk to reward, but you're covering two. See how that's all been taken back behind it? So there is only that, unless it's wanting to break to the upside. I do have positions set up here, which I'll just move along once it starts confirming that it's going to break. But we're still internal. That's looking nice for a good rejection. UJ, pretty much like the GJ. We've just had a rejection off, I'm guessing, a candle back here. Daily. Let's have a look. We're creating new highs still. Yeah, it's never been up here, so we're just looking for buys until we're having a little flag action. Just had there's all this stuff down here that they need to come and get, but the US dollar at the moment's very unstable, so that's why everything's odd. CAD. I think this blew through with a candle, I think. Oh, like that. Just to mark that up. So possibly look odd CAD and GDP CAD. Bitcoin blew through me. I was here looking for it to go down. I could have closed out at 1%, but I didn't. I went to bed and woke up and it had blown through. It's broke the structure. Yeah, still internal. You could have possibly took that one down and caught that move, but because we're in sell mode, that would have been the move. Pretty much zero drawdown for 72,000 pips, but there is still there's a nice one there, so you can possibly cover that too. You've obviously got your top price, but structure, main structure. You know, there's things need to be broke. Like that's just broke, but it's not broke that. If that was to break that and then come back, I'd be looking for a buy in this area. US 30, this did well. After that, CPIs, same again, sell mode. We're going sideways, but we are ultimately in a downtrend because again, America's in very uncertain times at the moment. But we do have the fib zone, the candle. There's a lot of IPA up here. Ultimately, we're going down. So you could possibly see a lower. Come and get some of this. Well, that was a good one yesterday for a 128. If anybody was brave enough to play around with the dirty 30. Demo only at the US 30 at the moment. Yes, our strategy works on every chart, but some charts move faster than others. So stick with Forex. It's nice and steady. You see the patterns, consolidation, spike out to take his candle back and dropped 1 to 8, possibly a little more at the moment. 1 to 9.5. All from the news. Not really looked at the S&P. It's just a smaller version of the US 30. GJ, one I took this morning, I think it was. Let me see how it's turned. I took my 2% because it took that imbalance back, so I closed out. Once it took some IPA, it could possibly come down here by the end of today, but Jap Yen seems to be you seem to be getting more for your money. So the pound's dropping and the USD is dropping. But yeah, took me 2% out of that. So yeah, the GCAD and the odd CAD for me this morning. I'll probably drop a position in once I jump off here. That's looking good. Yes, it's breaking all this structure, but we're still internal structure. I'd class that as my external structure. So there's money to be made, guys, everywhere. Whatever strategy you like, the look of, focus on it, stick with it, and I guarantee it will pay off in the end. Yes, I've not been in full focus mode because I've been trying to sort out a few things in here, but I'm back. I'm good. I'm feeling it. I'm ready to go. Crush these markets this year. Crush it. Yes, we are. Anybody who wants any information, you know where my inbox is. Drop me a message. I'll say hello. Let you know where I am, what I'm up to. No smoke and mirrors here, guys. Straight price action trading. That's it. You want help with your health, I can do that as well. But ultimately, I'm here to help you multiply your money. So till the next one, guys. See you for now. Bye.